Matching paragraph information. This is a very popular question type, so you want to get a lot of practice in it. In this task, you have to match the information given in a question like this with information found in one of the paragraphs of your text. Now, the skills that you need to hone for this question is really important, and I'll tell you why in a minute. The skills are to identify specific information and scanning for information. So scanning and picking up on specific information, and rather quickly. The reason why it's extremely important in this particular question type is because, unfortunately, the answers do not come in order. No. So go to your questions or statements and underline the keywords and phrases like I've done in this example. Number 1, early timekeeping and affected by cold temperatures. Once you have done the underlining of your key phrases and words, you can start scanning to look for specific information. So a quick scan of the text just to familiarize yourself with what you're reading should not take you more than 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. And then go to find specific information in the individual, your first paragraphs. Now, your first scan will also help you to try and locate the paragraph where you'll find the information. So the first is not to find specific information, but just to locate which paragraph may hold the information in the statements or in the questions. One of the more useful strategies I have for this is very much dependent on your speed reading skills. If you're able to read quite quickly, scan quite quickly, I really recommend that as you are scanning to write some notes next to each paragraph which highlight a summary of the paragraph that you've read. So this paragraph here is all about how the invention in question didn't always work. So that helps me because it looks, when I look at my my statements, I can look at my keywords and see affected by cold temperatures. This might very well be a paragraph that holds the information because it's a paragraph that deals with how the invention was not always effective. So this is a very important strategy I like my students to try and implement. It can be time consuming initially when you first start, but with practice, it saves you a ton of time because you will remember that the answers don't come in order. So if you read really slowly and try to read everything for specific understanding, it will take you a very, very long time. And remember that you don't have more than a certain amount of time per question in order to get through your 40 questions. So this strategy is something that you really want to try and master. And by doing this, in the end, you'll be cutting out a lot of time. Look at this example. This is the answer for number 1. It was in paragraph D, but the answer actually was the very last sentence of the paragraph. Could not always be depended on freezing weather because of the freezing weather in Northern Europe. So the description was affected by cold temperatures. Freezing weather, cold temperatures, could not be depended on, was affected. So I had to scan read the entire paragraph before I reached the answer. So it's very important that you work on those scanning skills and getting and locating the paragraph that your answer might be located in. Okay, and then of course always read your instructions because it will tell you what you need to put on the answer sheet. In this case, letters A to H in boxes 1 to 4 on the answer sheet.